we're going live. We're live now. My apologies. It's as people say, we're going to just blame it on Mercury in retrograde. Okay, so welcome everybody. We are off to a little bit of a challenging start. Why? Because we just are. Thank you. You know, you got to love technology when it works, and when it doesn't, we just kind of go, well, I'm happy when it does. So everybody, I am Brenda B. Bailey, and we have Elaine Hausman with us, and this is the Theta Healing Power Hour. It happens every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And I know the coolest people. That's the deal. I get to meet like great influencers, knowledgeable people, experts, and I bring them on and they give us great information. And then we do a little theta healing work. That's what it's going to look like. So let me introduce my guest, my featured guest. And so please welcome Elaine Hausman. Hi, Elaine.
Thank you, Brenda.
And let me tell you a little bit about Elaine. So what you're seeing, because I have to say, right, if you're watching live, and please agree with me, it's like, wow, I think that's one of the best looking guests that Brenda's had. And why is that? Because Elaine is in the know about how you appear on video. So apparently she walks her talk, folks. I'm just going to say that. Why and how does she know this? One, she has 18 years as a Juilliard trained professional actress. So she knows behind the camera and in front of the camera. She also has 22 years in marketing and sales. So just because somebody knows about video doesn't mean they know about how to market and how to be on video and how to sell yourself. So Elaine's like the total package. So she was getting requests on help with videos, how to do it, how to appear on it, lighting, all of this. And then her mentor. And so her mentor then said to her, you know, you want to do this. you know how to do this. You want to do this. And that's how her video performance coaching started. So she works with entrepreneurs and business professionals to raise the level of their video, to meet their expertise, right? Because if you don't look good, no, you know, again, how to be an expert. So you become more credible and watchable. She will help you develop a deeper relationship and connection with your audience. Focus on what will make your presence specific, your own, and set you apart. She also helps you develop a deeper relationship and connection with your audience, and focusing on what will make your presence specific, your own, and set you apart. Okay, oops, I did that twice, sorry. So factors that will take you to your video to the next level. So helping you become more credible, helping you become more watchable, helping you create a relationship and connection. So that'll take you to the next level. It'll take your business to the next level. So welcome, Miss Elaine.
Oh, Brenda. The people who know me that are watching don't realize the treat they're in for with your input, because we're going to have some understanding here. We're going to learn some things, and then the Theta Healing will take us further and beyond. And I think all roads that we speak to today are going to lead toward confidence, but we're going to go further than that. And thanks to you, because if you didn't hear, Brenda is a master Theta healer. This is a big deal. So, you know, beyond
it's like a win. Just y'all are in for a treat.
Yes.
So one, I want you to hear about what Elaine knows, right? So Elaine, how do we create content and where do we begin when we're doing video?
Bless you. That is really the first question when people come to me for help with video, even before we get to that part of wanting to feel beautiful in here, wanting to feel that self-acceptance. There's, where do I begin? We have vast amounts of information. We are the culmination. We are a fabric of everything that has brought us to where we are here and now. Our work, our life, our God-given talents, our training. And when I work with people, it's very hard to know where to start. So that I will say to them, okay, within that fabric, what is at the heart of every message you want to say? What is the core of every belief? What is a message that needs to be said that isn't being heard or spoken? And once we decide, we pull one thread, because video loves simple. We learn through simplicity, because my expertise is not your expertise. We need to very simply take you along in a message. We need to look at that message from all sides. What does it mean for us? What could it mean to our audience? How could it make us better? And you leave us, whether it's an aha moment or it's the first time, we've heard this for years, you're the first person to help us get it, or simply that we actually got to be inside with you. We got to see you. Whatever it is we walk away with, not only have we learned something, but we've spent time where you actually, in that simplicity, come into focus. We see you more clearly. You come into view, and that is where we meet you. And when we meet you, then we can decide, that connects me. I understand her. I want more. That is where a real relationship can be developed. So the very beginning of content is really just pulling one simple thread and seeing it through to the end and leaving us with something where we've really met you and want to know more. And I will add also that when we pull those strings in various videos, what happens is it allows for something longer. When we put those strands together in maybe a course or a longer Facebook Live, and we take you along, it produces very organized thought for us, because we distill simple messages. And when we gather them together into something larger, we help you see clearly and follow along with us much more clearly. So there's some real education that happens. And Brenda, I've said a lot of information. I'm stopping now so you can get on in here. But I wanted to give you that.
This is the thing. Okay, who is with me? Like, I'm like leaning forward going, tell me more. Like, I feel like gather around, everybody. And this is the thing, right? So I've had, like a hair and makeup expert, right? That talks about video and how to appear. And that's not what Elaine does, right? But what she also does in addition to, and is how to be on camera. So I know I can't be the only one who started to lean in forward, because I wanted to hear more of what she had to say, because she just engaged me. She entranced me. And this is what she does. I mean, when it be like that, this is who you need to talk to, right? But this is the cool thing, is that it's so cool that we happen to be doing like what she does for a living. I wish I could have her coach every person that comes on the live with me. So how do we find our confidence?
Wonderful. And you've actually touched on exactly what I wanted to mention next. So your timing is perfect.
We don't discuss this before we get on, guys, just so you know.
When it comes to our confidence, first of all, we're talking about self-esteem. We're talking about self-belief. And the first sting, that first thorn we want to take out of our side when it comes to confidence, and we know it. We forget it and need to be reminded that there is no one right way to do video or anything in our business. If we believe a guru out there that's saying, this is how you do it, what if it's not organic to you? What if it isn't how you find your way in? We all find our way in very specifically. And some of really finding our confidence has to do with not being able to see ourselves. Sometimes it means someone outside of you saying, did you just feel it? There she was. And giving yourself a moment to feel it. That's where you can live. She's right there. And when that happens, the freedom, the release of knowing when you found your seat in there, you found your home, and that breeds confidence. Because when you find your home, okay, now I know how to speak from her. I'm working with someone who, while she was presenting something, there was a lot of effort. And I did feel that there was this aspect that she thought she needed to be talking to us in a certain way, that it had to be energized in a certain way, that she was using her hand. There was so much effort and strain. And as we worked, and as I brought her through some, stages and having her look at things, I saw so much ease, and especially when she came back after doing her own work, all of a sudden, she was completely at ease. Everything was simpler. Everything was less effortful. And she said to me, Elaine, the biggest gift I'm getting, you've been giving me permission to be myself. And what's so interesting, Brenda, what was so interesting for me was I had no idea that what was living in you was that wasn't allowed. And that's the first thing that's allowed. The very first thing is permission. You get to be yourself in here. And in case you can't see yourself, that's why there are people out here like me, not only to help you see yourself, but to help you see just how wonderful you are, to point out to you, there you are. Do you see that beauty? Do you see the beauty in the comment you just made? Let me reflect back to you. And you better watch this video because she lives. Go watch her. And in the reviewing, it's so revelatory for people to see themselves in those moments, never knowing, oh my God, I found myself. Because yes, we can just do it. But some people want to take a deeper journey and have that deeper connection, not only with themselves, but with their audience, and really make the most of this medium, which we know is so powerful.
Absolutely. And oh gosh. So did anybody else get chills while she was talking? Because I did. That's the thing. It's getting, and of course, did I do the right headline for this? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I know Elaine was like, oh, I'm not sure. And I'm like, you know what? It's already made. It's all good. I've had many a headline not be anything of what we covered, so it's like again, but this is the thing, is that I feel like that, and if you can't get it by now, right, is that if you want to be supported by somebody who will make you feel incredibly special, like if you've never had that happen in your life, go through some video training with Elaine, right? I mean, can you just tell that? I used to do some really deep, like arduous, like emotional healing. I would go to these retreats, these workshops, and they were on this recommendation of a very dear friend of mine who I had known for many, many years. And sometimes she would attend them, but most of the time when I was attending them a lot, she wasn't. So I'd always call at the end and report to her, like, what happened? Like, what were my ahas? What were the big, letting goes? What were, and at the end of every single one, she said to me, Brenda, someday I hope that you see yourself the way that I do. And so I feel like that's what Elaine will do for you, and putting yourself out in the public and putting yourself out, where people can benefit from what there's no benefit in being the best kept secret, right?
Brilliant.
But again, people don't want to feel like, is she being robotic in her video? Is she being rehearsed? People will call BS, right? Because they'll know it. Like, they'll be like, I can't feel her. Who is she? And people don't want that. People don't want a Juilliard trained actress that they can't connect with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you ever see this. I don't know if anybody else is a big fan. I love The Voice, right? It's one of my favorite. Like, I love reality TV contests, but like the cooking, the baking, the singing, the Project Runway, because I just love seeing people in their creativity. I love them coming. What I love about The Voice, though, is that they really coach them, right? And the feedback that I hear sometimes is like, you are a great technician, like, you know how to sing, but you're not connecting. We want to feel you in the song. We just don't want to hear the song. The best performers, the best, musicians are the ones who connect with their song, right? We'll just say a musician, and connect with the audience. So that's what Elaine's talking about here. I might be putting words in her mouth, but
I'm going to add, but please finish. And then I want to add something.
I'm done.
You said something so helpful. And it's one of the other reasons why, first of all, number one, the biggest turnoff is being in here and being commercialized. And sometimes it's when people haven't found themselves yet, through no fault of their own, and thinking that's the way to do it. And that's how I'll be confident if I'm commercialized. And it's a big detractor. It's a disconnector, because we're hungry for you. We really want you. But you also mentioned something so interesting in the singing, and how you connect and everything. That is another reason why simplicity in what we're saying in video. And I'm telling you, I think this helps in a boardroom. I think it helps on a stage. I think it helps.
We're not talking
anywhere.
just about video here, folks.
Yeah.
We're talking about life and business.
Right. It just so happens that this is a great medium to learn the lesson of simplicity, because when a message is simpler, we can get past the words and see you. Then the words are there supporting you, but you're past them. Then the singing isn't just hearing the song, but you with that song, sending it and drawing your audience in. It is that merger of when you become your message. And there is just something where even the words take a back seat, and we're just spending time with you. I'm going to add one thing. In terms of presenting, very famous online marketer, thousands of followers. So this has to appeal to many people. But in my research, when I was first starting to research to be a video performance coach, I watched him and I couldn't connect. Hyper energy, fast talking. And it was 10 minutes in a 30-minute video before he settled. And it took me 10 minutes before he settled and let me meet him. I couldn't meet him before. And even though I realized, I know you're not right for me, you're not who I'm looking for, I just wouldn't choose you, even though many other people are. I know my drummer that I'm looking for is a little slower and definitely introspective. You know, here we are on the inner journey of video. This is a different perspective. This is a little bit more magnified from within and have it reflect from without or whatever. And believe me, we want to find all the things that make us feel and look good in here for ourselves and our own self-esteem. But I just think it's very interesting. I know in terms of that connection. And Brenda, am I going on too long if I want to add one more piece?
No, go ahead.
I've had some people, you know, one woman came up to me after a workshop. Precious girl. She had done a little black and white 30-second video on Instagram. She was on the kitchen floor on her child's truck, very slowly in slow-mo, moving across the kitchen floor, and she had Chariots of Fire playing. It was hysterical, charming, witty. And she really wanted to develop a channel. And she came to me during the break and she said, Elaine, I am so nervous. I'm okay once I get going, but I'm so nervous. I sort of don't know where to find myself inside to start. And I said, his two gorgeous sons, little boys. And I said, what if every time you started, you said privately to yourself, this is for my boys? And I saw her shoulders drop at the possibility of what that place could look like inside, whether it was that or something else, to know where that diving off place is. And that the more we use it and the deeper we find that connection within ourselves, then, you know, when we start, we already know we're home. Yes, there can be nervousness. This is real life. We're human beings. I get nervous. Hello. But yeah, but we do know that once we start, we are at home. Even if we don't know what we're going to say at any exact moment, we know we've started from home. So it's like a private, you know, I've even said it's kind of a private mantra. I have something I know, but I don't share it. And interestingly enough, you know, there's no avatar. I speak to a quality, and it's private. But everyone, whether it's a thought, an image, something that takes you right here, even if it's just the love of sharing and you go to your heart, whatever that may be, it's yours. No
So
one
when we're
takes that
talking
away. Go
about
ahead,
this,
please.
Elaine, is this like, did you just tell me how to connect with myself?
Yes.
Right. And then so when we're connecting with ourselves, we're connecting either within ourselves or with some, you know, you gave that example about the woman about her sons, right? Because so this is the deal, right? What she's talking about is, where's your heart? Who has your heart? Is that a spouse? Is that a child? Is that a parent? Is that a teacher?
Is that
Is
an animal?
animal, right? Is that an animal, right? Because I would be pictured. I just actually was just, she's sleeping right now, so we won't bother her. But I got a little puppy right here, right?
Yes.
But she's my heart, and then I got a cat here right at the beginning of quarantine. Not because of quarantine, it just the timing of it. She has my heart, you know. I think about both of them, and you know, my heart just swells. So it's like, you know, what is it that I think of that when I do, it puts me in my heart.
Mm.
Right? Is that what we're talking about, Elaine?
It's true. And we want it so much. Even if you're selling a product, you know, the product may be great, but we want to choose who we want that product from. Someone else might be selling it too, but we want it from Brenda. We want it her way because we connect with her. She lets us inside. She lets us see her. We get to meet and, you know, commune and connect. So,
And you know, it hasn't always been like that, guys, right? So it's like, you know, I wish I could tell you, you know, I just came out of the womb like this, like being willing to just be who I am, right? Like doing, you know, a 5-day challenge right now. It's going to be a great session after this one today. And almost like, you know what? I do not want to mess with my hair today. Although it looks like, you know, I had this, you know, this little tight bun. It's like, I don't want to mess with it today. I want to be, you know, and it's, you know, however it is. But the thing is, and I always say this, and I believe it's true in so many aspects, I really want people to learn theta healing. I really want people to experience theta healing, because the clearer you are, the clearer you get to show up in your gift in the world. So I always say the clearer the healer, you know, the clearer the healing.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
29 years I've been working on myself, right? And so do you have to do that to be as clear as I am? No, because I want to shorten it for you, like way, 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 way down. That was just my long, arduous road that I felt like I needed to be on, right? But 14 years ago, I decided to speed it up. But that's the gift that we want, as far as, so if we're not right with ourselves, it's going to show on the video,
Mm.
right?
Yes, and believe me, you know, I can certainly relate to that, knowing when, oh, you lost your connection right there. What happened?
No,
You know?
oh, got it, got it, got it. Oh,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I know I'm
Oh,
talking
I was
about
like, no,
watching
we're
my,
fine.
that
I'm
was
like,
so
I just
funny.
believe her. She's so great, right?
That was so funny.
No, it's that thing. Like literally yesterday, I was doing a live on a 5-day challenge, opened up my lip gloss, and a huge, I'm talking like huge glob of it just fell on my shirt. Not on my lips, right? And I was just laughing, going, you know, and it's like, this is me being real, folks. I'm just sorry. I'm having a lip gloss moment right now, you know?
And I was there for it, loving it. And you know what, Brenda? It speaks to how you let your world just be a continuum. On the screen, off the screen. It's all a continuum. And that we're getting you, the, you know, Brenda
And all
alive.
right, right. It's all that it is, guys. You know, and that's what people want. People don't want the, you know, again, know your content. You know, like I have like a, you know, I have questions that I'm asking Elaine, right? I'm having, you know, what prompts me, but it can't be scripted every bit of it. But people don't want that. I mean, that's why we go to movie. Well, and that's what you love about a movie or a play. It's scripted, but it doesn't feel like it. I mean, that's.
Now, guess what? Um, there are people or times or people who can feel more secure with the script. And I promise you that there is that same way in video like you feel in a movie, that there is the chance that we know the script so well that it does fall away, that we are with the message and we are with you. So I want people to know that scripting is okay. It isn't so horrible as long as we aren't talking the script, as long as we're free of it and that it's serving us and supporting us. And I don't want to go too far, be too long without mentioning, Brenda knows I have a history with theta healing, and I've had theta healing in my history with having been unwell. So when I met Brenda, there was this additional kind of coming home because I so much understand what she does. But I will say, I've had theta healing, but there I've met Brenda B. Bailey. And let me tell you, it once again is so specific to who you want your learning from. I want her. I like her version, you know, and you might get the same results, but there's something terrific that happens when you merge like that. Go ahead, Brenda.
No, I was just going to say, and it's not really, I mean, I love that she's using me as an example, right? But it's like, it's that way with anybody. What I feel like is so beautiful right now is that I want people to meet the people that I know, and I want people to have the experience that they do. And I want them, you know, uh, but what's really beautiful is that you really get to see Elaine walk her talk in what, like, I mean, I'm like, I need to talk to Elaine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, you know, and she's so complimentary with me that I just go, oh, God bless you, Elaine. And, you know, is there anything else, Elaine, that people need to know about as far as like connecting with their audience, connecting with themselves? Is there any stone we've left uncovered, you know?
Uncovered. Keep this in mind. And I want to make sure we have time to talk about an inner journey in terms of feeling good about ourselves in here. I think we'll have time for that next portion. I do know that one of the things that frightens people in video is fear of being judged, that all eyes are on them. Now, we have to take into consideration we're in the real world. There is judgment. And there's a judgment in video just like there is on a stage, in a boardroom, whatever, at the next cubicle, whatever. But when I was really, again, first doing my research a lot, and I read an article from a man on LinkedIn, and he'd said he always judged people in video until he tried it. And then he found out, okay, it's sort of hard, and this is hard. And now he's totally disturbed by people who leave negative comments like, I don't like your hair, or I don't like your accent. And I'm going to add, I think what we really fear is, you're wrong. I think we really fear you're wrong. But when I
Okay, but hold on. What I think that people really fear
tell me,
is that I don't like you.
here we go. On then, and I'm going to continue.
She's like, now let me go.
I'm loving that. And actually, Brenda, you answered that for me even better. I don't like you. Yeah, thank you. Now we've really gotten inside there. But I went away and I really thought about, I don't like your hair, I don't like your accent, or maybe I really don't like you. And I really thought about that. And I thought, do you know how many videos are out there? Do you know how many people are out there? Someone took the time to watch you and say, I don't like you, I don't like your hair, I don't like your accent. In my world, hello, that's its own kind of compliment. You've been watched. It may be negative, but you've been watched. There's something to be said for that. I also want to take it into another realm. On the heels of Ruth Bader Ginsburg having passed, and all of the things she said that people would post on social media. And one of the things, and this is, I'm not saying it quite right, but it was along the lines of, say things in a way that people want to join you, that people want to follow you. And I want to just kind of add this in that judgment arena, because there are ways to frame things that give people room within what you think to make that decision, to try it on. Do I agree? Do I want to join? Do I want to listen a little bit longer because she hasn't made it so boxed in that there's no room for me? So I think when we frame something in a certain way, I also want to add one more thing about you and we. I know there's the importance when we're teaching to say you, and I I know it, and I think there's important points when we use the word you. But I love the word we, because I love the fact that whatever we're learning, make no mistake, we are in this together. And when I'm making a point or finding out something for myself while I'm learning right along with you, I'm not separate from you. I am part of this whole experience. And I think it's respectful to include ourselves rather than you. Well, where are we in this equation? Are we somehow over here and separate? If we are, I don't like it. It isn't how I want to get my learning, nor is it how I want to share or teach. So that's a little bit about judgment. Do we have time to get to that place about
Sure.
getting more comfortable with how we look in here? Now, first of all, we're going to talk for a moment about lighting, talk a little bit about framing, but I want to take you on an inner journey, and I think we'll have just enough time.
So just to be, so everybody's clear, what she's talking about is how we get past like how we look on video.
Yes. Yes.
In front of the camera.
Yes.
So just so you know. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll start here. We can all of a sudden see ourselves in front of the camera, and it's like, I don't look like that. Oh my God, I look horrible, and not want to do video. There's some kind of disconnect. And there is, the possibility and the truth out there that I've heard that we actually carry a younger version of ourselves in our mind's eye.
And thinner, I believe.
Appear
Younger
to
and
others.
thinner.
What, pardon me, say it again.
Younger and thinner.
Oh, yes. Let's throw in thinner too. Yes. So that when we see ourselves, we are not happy. We feel that disconnection. We have, we see that loss of self-esteem from it. I want to take you on an inner journey. When I was first starting video, I was once again doing my research, and I saw a man named Ian teaching this to women. He was a former commercial producer, and I wish I could find his name. I've been trying and I can't, because I'd love to give him the props, but at the same time, I know I add my own secret sauce to maybe take you on a slightly different journey in my own way. So go to your mirror every day for a month, 5 minutes, and objectively study that person in the mirror. Study your face. Now, if you have a medicine cabinet that opens up with a mirror and you get the ability to see yourself in reverse, you have even more of an objective view as you just simply stand there and look in the mirror, studying that person, studying that reflection. And if you don't have that ability for the extra reverse, Zoom is our friend. Come on in here. This is our mirror. Go to your settings and uncheck mirror view. And you once again can see yourself in reverse. And the journey will take you within. And there is a kind of coming into yourself each day that will happen. And I'm sorry, there are people moving garbage cans out there, and I'm sorry if it's noisy. There's an inward experience that happens. There's a coming into yourself, and you will start feeling a new connection, a new coming into view, and a falling in love. It is a kindness to yourself, and you will feel a new merger, and you will begin to truly accept who you see in the mirror. And I'll tell you also, it brings you joy. You'll know when you need a new dose. You'll know when all of a sudden, here I am in the pandemic. How much more pounds have I put on? Do I need a new, do I need to go back to the mirror for a month? But it honestly lasts quite a while. So there is that kind of falling in love. This is a gift you can give to yourself to take yourself through this experience. It's deeply rewarding. Now, you're already going to feel better from that. So here we are in this screen. There is nothing more beautiful than natural light if you can get it. And whether you're sitting in your Zoom room here at your desk, I've got a window here. I've got some added light so that, it just bathes the skin. There's nothing more cosmetically beautiful than that natural light. Believe me, I get fine lines and wrinkles disappear. It's a magic elixir. And if perhaps you use a video camera to do videos in your home or wherever, take that camera, put it in selfie mode, and start going to the windows in your home. You will know when you found your light because you look beautiful. It will make you a sun chaser. 10:30 was great. All of a sudden it's 12:30. I'm having to, find the light again.
Like a little plant. Where's the sun? Where's the sun?
Absolutely. It's so true. And Brenda, that's beautiful because we really do come out of ourselves and really do grow when we have found that light because we feel beautiful. Now, of course, if you ever need me telling you about auxiliary lights and additional lights, that's what my question and answer sessions are for. That's what workshops are for. But I want to tell you one other thing. Here we are in our frame. And I want to tell you the importance of how we are in this frame, not only for how we are viewed, but what strength and empowerment it can give to us if we frame ourselves well. If we really get ourselves seated in here, when we feel anchored, when we know just, from about the décolletage and above, that we're not here, just the head. We want some shoulders. We want to know that you're breathing. We can breathe better when you're anchored. But what it also does is allow you to take your space and claim it. And when you claim your space, you can also begin to own what you know, what you share, your accomplishments, your learning, the love you found for yourself in your mirror journey. You are allowed to take yourself seriously, even if you have a great sense of humor. That by taking yourself seriously once again, you start owning your frame. And when you stake your claim and find that power within this space, then you also start owning your credibility. Then you own your authority. So we can go from confident to credible to having authority. So all roads may start at finding that self-esteem, finding that confidence. But we are going beyond. We're going beyond to even more, so that when we share, we really own who we are and what we do and what we say in an even deeper and more profound way because of how much we're really expanding here, here, and here together, so that everything becomes larger, more integrated and whole. I hope that was helpful.
And this is the least amount of talking I've done in any of my co-lives because I'm just like, So
Now, could I talk about Brenda B. Bailey for 1 second, and then I'm going to let you in. What I love about Brenda, this woman, I mean, you couldn't mistake credibility or authority in this woman. I mean, quite honestly, however this woman frames herself, you've got the real deal. It's palpable. It comes through the screen so powerfully. But I always love you in this color because it's like you're set in malachite. And if you don't know what malachite is, it is a precious stone. You know, it's in there with turquoise, lapis, malachite. It is so
it's a yummy green.
it's a gorgeous green, and it has veins in it. But I also love, and I said to Brenda before we began, because she's the master theta healer, I also always feel that we are at Command Central and we are ready for takeoff because she takes us to new heights. So Brenda,
That being said, right?
I'm zipping my lip, I'm turning it over to you.
So just so y'all know, before we move on, because I'm going to start talking fast, is that I am doing a 5-day challenge right now that Elaine's participating in.
I'm in it.
And it's called Activate Your Inner Money Magnet. It's in my Wealth Vibe Acceleration group. We are on our 3rd day. We're just starting the 3rd day, and I'm keeping these lives, the videos up for like a week. So it's not like, oh, well, it's day 3, I'm already behind. Well, no, you give me your email, you'll get the homework, you can follow along. It's you're not going to be lost. And so I just want to say that to begin with, because we're going to do some work and then we're scooting off because it's starting in 8 minutes. So we're good though. I've got everything set up so to where we could do that. So people tell me how they think and how they feel, but what you create in your life is what you believe. And we hold that at a cellular level. A lot of information that's out there is, change how you think and you'll change how you believe. And again, as we were talking, there are many roads to get to where you want to go. That one just happens to be the longest, hardest, most painful, just say. What we do with theta healing is the quickest. We bypass the brain, the conscious and the subconscious. We go to a cellular level, change your beliefs, your traumas, your non-forgiveness, your divine definitions. And that just allows your heart and your mind to follow easily. We go beyond time to be able to do this so that it can be instantaneous. And it's very complementary that you can use it with any other modality. But I often say, tell me what you do for a living, and I'll tell you how you want to incorporate theta healing into what you do, because it'll just make you more successful and it will allow people to be less resistant, less blocks, and it just makes you look good. You always have to say yes out loud, which I know Elaine will be the perfect cure for this. And whenever I start with a new client or student, I always make sure that they have 3 basic beliefs in place. I want an instant healing, I deserve an instant healing, and an instant healing is possible. Because if you don't believe that you want, deserve, or that it's possible, guess what? Self-prophetizing, right? It's like, it's what, with the reality that you're creating. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what we want to do is, I was taking some notes while Elaine was talking. We want to get some divine definitions on confidence, credibility, and authority, right? Because if this is the process that we're going to go along with Miss Elaine here, we got to make sure that we have those divine definitions, because we'll know what it feels like, that it's possible, that it's safe, and how it serves us. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes.
Okay, just hit the wrong screen here. Let's go. We want to change what obligates, which means we don't have a choice, to be in our head versus our heart. We want to change what prevents us to say that prevents us from saying things in a way that people will follow us. We want to change the obligation to have judgment on ourselves. And we want to change the obligation, which means, which means we don't have a choice. So again, it's all about choices. What obligates us to put too much importance on what others think about us. And we want to change what would prevent us from loving, from seeing and loving ourselves. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So Elaine, tell us how they can work with you or get a hold of you. What's your offer here? What do we have here? Oh, okay. Is this every Friday or is this just the next 2 Fridays?
These are the next 2, and I will be choosing more Fridays in November and December.
So you offer a free video Q&A session, free, okay, for an hour that you can ask anything about video and how to be as good as Elaine on it. That's this Friday, October 23rd, and the following Friday, October 30th from 11 a.m., which is 1 p.m. Central Standard. So 11 a.m. Pacific, Daylight Savings Time, and which is 1 p.m. my time, right? So I'm in Central. And so what we'll put in the comments is the Eventbrite link so that you can register for it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Right? So it's free. It's an hour. What are your questions?
About video, about Zoom?
I have a link like chatwithbrendab.com. I always say, if you have any questions you have about Theta Healing, about my co-lives, about Elaine Hausman, you just, because I always say, whatever you have questions about, I may not be the person that you feel, connected with to work with, and that's fine. I mean, but I know lots of peeps. So I've been, like I say, an entrepreneur, 28 years. I know people. So just let me know what you're looking for. I'm happy to help and connect you. Wealth Vibe Acceleration is the Facebook group. Feel free to join it if you want to participate in the 5-day Activate Your Inner Money Magnet Challenge. You do have 3 questions in there. One of them is that you do have to give us your email because we give you homework in this, and it's the way that you get it. So if you don't give me your email, I can't, my team's not gonna let you in, sorry. And then let's see what else we got here. I think that's
Can I just add, if you're really thinking about anything you want to let go of in terms of money, or something that could be in the way of the relationship, or you've got your own glass ceiling and you want to shatter it, say yes. Run, don't walk.
this is the deal, guys. I focus on money because we see changes in ways that we can quantitatively measure. Time, money, weight, it's where people can see the biggest change, right? It's how they can measure it. So, but how we do anything is how we do everything. So I promise you that although I'm helping you with money or wealth or abundance or prosperity or whatever word you want to give it, income, it's like a domino effect. It's that pebble like that goes and reverberates out in the pond, it's going to happen. So, well, Elaine, thank you so much.
Thank you. I loved it, Brenda. Loved being with you.
Thank you so much. And then next week, same time, same place, is Katerina Rando. And we're going to be doing gifts that you need, are needed to be the influencer that you're meant to be. So what a great piggyback off of this. So All right. Thank you, Elaine, again. And I'll see you here in a few minutes.
Thank you
Bye,
so
guys.
much. I'll be in the class. Thank you, Brenda.